Hi guys, it's Grace, and today I'm back for our 11th video of the 12 Days of Clovercast. This is actually going to be our last project day because our next video is going to be our holiday special, which is super exciting. We have some really exciting announcements for you guys, so tune in for that. But for today, we're going to be working on some crocheting. And so we're going to be crocheting some cute little bows that you can use when you're wrapping gifts or just to decorate, or maybe even to add on to other things that you've crocheted previously. So let's get started. Okay, so let's begin. This pattern is so simple, like the easiest ever. And you can do it with literally any color and any size that you want, really, because essentially all we're going to be doing is making a rectangle of like our crocheted fabric or material. That's just going to be a bunch of single crochets, and then we're going to tie around the middle of it to create a bow. So to show you a little bit what this is going to look like, I have actually made one of these. I'm going to be making bigger than this one today, but I made one to add to a little gingerbread man that I crocheted previously. So here he is. As you can see, here's his little bow, and yeah, basically it's just a rectangle, and then I tied some yarn around it, and you've got a little bow. It's super simple. You can do whatever color you want. You could alternate colors if you're even more advanced, and you can do different colors for the middle and the outside. You can customize this in so many ways. It's super easy, and it just adds a nice little touch to anything that you've crocheted. So let's get started. So like I said, we're just making a rectangle, which means that all we have to do is make a chain and then single crochet to make it as big as we want. So before you begin, think about how big you want it to be, because you're going to have to decide how long your initial chain is going to be. So I want mine to be a medium size, not super big, not super tiny, because I want something that I can actually use. So I'm thinking maybe this big. So let's start that chain. Alright, so here we are. Here's my chain, and just for reference, I did 10 links on here. And so from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into every single loop and do a single crochet, and then I'll turn and keep going until I have a width that I would like. And I'm going to make it a little wider than I want my actual bow to be, or a little taller, because once you put the middle part around it, it might just kind of cinch in a little bit. So keep that in mind when you're doing yours. So let's get started with that first row. Alright, here we go. Here's my first row done. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that over and over, and I'll get back to you guys when I have it the right size. Alright, here we go. So I ended up doing 5 rows, and here's what it looks like. And so now I just need to finish this off and we can do that middle cinch. I'm just gonna snip this, pull it through this last loop, and then I can weave in these strings. Okay, so now you can see we have just a rectangle of, essentially fabric. So there's two ways we can do this. One, the way that I did it, in this case, is just to wrap it around a bunch of times. And that is probably the easiest way to do it. And I did that because I really wanted to have this white or cream color pop as well as the red. But for this pink one, I'm gonna do a little bit of a different method. I don't want to have that big chunky wrap in the middle. You can if you want. It's a cute look, but in this case, not what I'm going for. And I'm not using another color, so I don't really need to make it pop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weave in my pink through the rows and then back up and then tighten it, and it should cinch it in the middle and make a cute little bow that looks something like that. So let's do it. If you have a yarn needle, that would be super helpful in this case. I'm not sure where mine is, so I'm just going to be using my hook. That works totally fine as well. Alright, now pull these two strands really, really tight as you can get it, and then you're just going to take them, separate them, go around and tie them tightly just once, wrapped around in the back, and then you can either leave them and have those cute little ends, or you can snip them off, depending on just the look you're going for. Okay, and just like that, we have our little bow. This is super cute and really versatile. You can add it to quite literally anything, especially if you leave long enough strands. You could just tie it onto anything, and it looks super cute. So thanks for following along. We'll see you next time in our holiday special.